Gen 9's competitive scene is gonna go crazy because not only do we have terrestrializing Pokemon, we have a lot of new items and some moves and abilities that are going to go crazy, as we've seen in the competitive trailer for Scarlet and Violet. Now, I want to talk about things one by one, but oh my god, I am so excited, and honestly, this trailer makes me want to play competitive for the next generation. There is even, in fact, an item that I don't think they've shown off in the trailer that's there on the website that we're going to go over, and that item is going to go crazy. I think everybody is going to use it at one point or another, and it's going to be a staple on people's teams, like kind of like how Leftovers is. It's going to be one of those for sure. Starting off with the first thing that was shown off, Cyclizar, Dragon Normal type, and its new move, Shed Tail. Now I have a whole new video on Cyclizar that you can check out, talking about how it's not really Rhydon's pre-evolution as far as I can tell, but we've already discussed that. Check that video out if you want to. For now, we're going to talk about Shed Tail. Cyclizar has a new move called Shed Tail where it creates a substitute using its own HP and then swaps out with another Pokemon from your party. This is incredible. I've always wanted there to be another way to use substitute or to get substitute out there, and this is it. This is gonna go crazy, and there's a lot of different strats with this. First of all, Cyclizar, I can't tell if it's gonna be a fast Pokemon or not, because you would assume that it's fast, but Pokemon like Vikavolt and Decidueye are not fast when they look like they should be. So I can't really tell if it's a fast Pokemon or not, but regardless of what, the ideal play might be having 0 IVs in speed, a speed lowering nature, and of course 0 speed EVs. Because what I'm thinking is, ideally, you want to be defensive enough, bulky enough to take a hit, and that on the second turn, so the turn after your opponent, you use Shed Tail and you substitute yourself out so that when the next Pokemon comes in, they have a free sub and they're safe from hits until the next turn. You know what I'm saying? That way the next turn, if you want, you can Dragon Dance. If you want, you could Calm Mind. You can do anything. You can set up. You can fake out. You have a plethora of things that you can do, and you're behind a sub and you're safe, right? Whereas if you were to move first, there is a chance that when you come in with the substitute, you get hit and the substitute breaks. Which is also fine, because anyways, you probably would have went for a switch in and, you know, you probably would have taken damage and you're safe from that damage that you would have taken. But ideally, you want to be safe, fully safe behind that substitute the turn afterwards is what I'm thinking. So because of that, you want Cyclizar to move second. But on the flip side, if Cyclizar moves first and goes for a Shed Tail, it's a Dragon Normal type, right? A lot of Fighting type Pokemon will be against it. So if you were to use Shed Tail onto a Ghost type and the Ghost type goes behind a substitute, if a Fighting type Pokemon or a Fighting type move hits Cyclizar, it's going to go through the Ghost type and basically be negated, right? That's basically the same thing as saying, hey, you're behind a free sub for the next turn. So there's different strats to it. There's different strats to it. I'm kind of excited. I'm still banking on the fact that most people are going to turn up for a low IV, low EV speed lowering nature for Cyclizar, but we'll see. We won't know until we get stats with the actual Pokemon. The Mirror Herb also goes so crazy. The example they use for this, first of all, this is an item that allows the holder to mirror an opponent's stat increase. Just the stat increase, not a stat decrease by the sounds of it, which is great. If it was a stat decrease or a stat increase, that would be a problem, but thankfully it's always a stat increase. And once it's used, the herb is consumed, of course, so it's a one-use item. And the example they showed for this was an Azumarill belly drum, losing half of its HP, getting its attack to the max, and as the Titan is holding the Mirror Herb, and its attack gets maximized because it's holding the Mirror Herb, which is incredible, all for free, just through the use of an item. That's insane. This is a beefy monster. Like, that is incredible. Or if this thing went for agility, right? I don't know what moves the Titan gets, but if it went for another setup on top of the belly drum, the Mirror belly drum boost that it gets, oh my goodness, this item, crazy. And it's not even the best one yet, but it doesn't just have to be belly drum. Even Dragon Dance is amazing, Calm Mind, anything, any agility will be bonkers. If I don't know how many people go for agility these days, but if someone goes for agility and you come in with a Scizor or something, that's still Pog. That's still amazing. A Mirror Herb Scizor? Pog. I don't know why you would ever do that, but you get what I'm saying. Here's the item that I don't think was mentioned in the trailer, but I don't know why, because it's probably the craziest one between everything. The Covert Cloak. This hooded cloak conceals the holder, protecting it from the additional effects of moves. So if Fake Out hits you, you don't flinch. If freaking Sacred Fire hits you, you never ever burn. Ever. If Ice Beam hits you, you don't even have a chance to freeze. Like, that goes crazy. Crunch will never flinch you. You will never get a stat drop from any stat drop moves like, I don't know what, Psychic, right? Nothing will drop your stats. Unless it's like Thunder Wave, where Thunder Wave is only designed to paralyze. That is not an additional effect, I think. That is just the effect of the move, right? But additional effects, nothing can touch you. And that is crazy, because so many of these moves, like, we hope for the additional effect, even if it's like a crit increasing move, right? Like, I don't know, what's the thing? Frost Breath. No one uses Frost Breath as far as I'm aware, but even that, if you're hoping that nothing crits you, bro, there's less chance for Frost Breath to crit you, you know what I'm saying? So, things go crazy. I'm expecting this to be on every single team, especially if it's like your main Pokemon, especially since Terrestrialization doesn't require an item. If it's like your main Pokemon, the one Pokemon you don't want affected by stat drops or status or anything, this might be it. Or if there's just a Pokemon you don't know what item to put on it and leftovers already taken, the Covert Cloak is a nice option to just slap on there, I feel. This is such like an evergreen, like a jack of all trades item, you know? Any Pokemon can use it. It's so good. And I'm amped for this. This is gonna change things up, especially with Fake Out and all. Then we got an item that I'm personally very excited about. We got the Loaded Dice. Now, if you know anything, you can tell, right? One of my favorite Pokemon is Minccino, and Minccino's evolution, Cinccino, kinda goes hard with the multi-strike moves. So the example they gave in the trailer was Breloom, because Breloom has Technician, and Technician powers up weaker moves like Bullet Seed. Thing with Bullet Seed is it's a multi-hit move, so it doesn't hit, it hits 2 to 5 times. If you had an ability like Skill Link, it would always hit 5 times, but otherwise you roll the dice, it's either 2, 3, 4, or 5 times. And the more you get, the less chances there are for, right? It's really rare to get 5 times in a row. Cinccino has access to a lot more multi-type, multi-strike moves than most Pokemon. It has access to Rock Blast, it has access to Bullet Seed, it has access to Tail Slap. It doesn't have access to Icicle Spear. I think it recently got it somehow. I'm sorry, it doesn't have access to Icicle Spear, but it has access to Triple Axle, which is still Pog. So it has 4 really good multi-hit moves, okay? And the thing is, with Cinccino, you typically run, it has 3 abilities. One you don't worry about because it's never used, and that's Cute Charm, I believe, yes. And then the other 2 are Technician and Skilling. Now, Technician was the initial ability that used to run, because before Black 2 and White 2, Skilling wasn't there, you wanted to power up its weaker moves, so you ran Technician. After Skilling came, you ran Skilling, because you always wanted, it was much better to just have a consistent run with the 5-hit moves, because it was more consistent, right? You rather have a guarantee of a 5-hit than possibly have 2 of your hits powered up and not kill, than, you know, have a consistent 5. Sometimes you might get lucky with the powered up 5, but that doesn't happen as often as like the power up 2 or power up 3, where you're banking for a power up 4 or power up 5. Does this make sense? I hope so. So you'd always go with Skilling for a regular 5, okay? I hope you're following. But now, with the Loaded Dice, in the example they gave, Breloom only hit Bullet Seed 4 times. But that's still, it depends on what this dice roll is, right? It depends on how much of a boost this will give for multi-strike moves. But if you're telling me it's always 4 to 5 times kind of thing, or it's like oftentimes 4, sometimes 3, sometimes 5, I might take that with Technician Cinccino and just risk the biscuit. Go for those Bullet Seeds, those Tail Slaps, those Rock Blasts, those Triple Axles. This is the item I needed, man. I needed this for my mascot. Not my mascot, but Minccino, but you know, Cinccino. I love Minccino. I needed this, and I love using them in battle. This is gonna go crazy, and if I terrestrialize my Cinccino or Minccino on top of this, oh my god. Oh my god. Don't sleep, bro. Don't sleep on Cinccino. No one knows how powerful this thing is. 470 base stat total, I know, but it can pack a punch. It really can, and I'm amped for this. This is gonna go crazy. Super excited. Now, they talked about terrestrializing Pokemon, or they gave more examples for it. They gave some really good ones. about Colossal turning into Water type, getting hit with a Water type move, being resistant to the Water type move, and then activating Steam Engine. That was crazy. And then they also showed an example that I gave that wasn't my example, it was from somebody else, if you know you know, where Tyranitar, a Rock and Dark type, quad weak to fighting, terrestrialized into the Ghost type, and Close Combat went right through it. Right, that's Pog too. So there's a lot of ways to use terrestrialization. I want to make a video later on talking about what Pokemon I think could really make use of terrestrialization, but that's not for today. That will be for a separate video, but that did happen. That was really crazy to see as well. I almost forgot, we also got the new move Terra Blast for terrestrialization. We also got the new move Terra Blast for terrestrialized Pokemon. Terra Blast is a normal type move that can be learned with the TM. When used by terrestrialized Pokemon, it becomes a move of the same type as the Pokemon's Terra type and displays its immense might. Used at the right moment to change the flow of battle. So Terra Blast also inflicts damage using the attack or special attack stat, whichever is high for the user. So this is basically hidden power, except it changes based on your terrestrialized type, which means it doesn't matter what Pokemon you use, it doesn't matter what type you terrestrialize into, you will always have a stab type move available to you if you have Terra Blast on your Pokemon, and that too, it will be either special or physical, depending on what stat is higher for you, which is Pog. So there's a trailer before where Pelipper used a grass type move. It wasn't Solar Beam, it was actually Terra Blast. So that's pretty nice and handy and dandy, whatever you like to call it. But yeah, it's super nice. It's kind of like how Hidden Power was in Legends Arceus, except not just for the unknown, for every Pokemon available to you, which is super nice. And again, the fact that you have stab to any type available, I'm trying to think, right? I know certain Pokemon are lacking that one type of move that they can't otherwise learn, but with Terra Blast, maybe, I don't know what, maybe Landorus needs access to Ice type moves for other Landorus. Maybe this is all Landorus needs, right? You use the Ground type and Flying type properties to your advantage for a bit, but when another Landorus comes out, you terrestrialize into an Ice type, and you use Terra Blast, Ice type Terra Blast on the Landorus, done. It's done, it's gone. You know what I'm saying? Like that, so maybe. So this will be really useful and really change things up and spice things up for the competitive scene for sure. And then finally they talk about the different online battle modes. You got casual battles where you can do whatever you want. Ranked battles where it's pretty much the Master Ball tier, like you know how it was in Journeys and Sword and Shield, yeah, like that. I guess it wasn't like that in Journeys, but you know how it is in Sword and Shield. You got the Pokeball, Great Ball, Ultra Ball, Master Ball tier, dope stuff, and then online competitions for anything that they do as a special competition in VGC or just in general, right? And then also the rental teams that have been a thing. So I don't think too much has changed about that. However, I do hope, I really hope, and I say this for everyone in the competitive Pokemon scene, I really hope they get rid of this 20-minute battle timer, because I will never ever have a 6v6 unless they get rid of this battle timer. Unless they make it, like, I have to be able to customize it. They haven't shown any customization features for battles, and like they haven't got into that. I guess they haven't shown too much. Today's the first day they're showing anything competitive, but I'm a little worried because right now they haven't shown customization features, and the battle they gave us was a 3v3, right? So we'll see how things go. I will say though, there are a lot of cool things in the actual screenshots of the battles. First of all, Pokemon are to scale. That is dope. They're like, you know, Azumarill is its height where Titan is its height, and then they have trainers in the background treating you on, not trainers, just regular people, and there's proper battle backgrounds. I think the battle background will change depending on where you are and everything. Possibly, hopefully, maybe, I'm just guessing that, maybe just the school background, I got no clue. But at least Pokemon to scale and people are there cheering you on. It's not just an empty background. Things are happening there, and that's super dope. But if they want competitive to thrive, the main reason why people didn't get into competitive in Generation 8, I feel, was because content creators weren't really promoting it, they weren't really talking about it, and the reason why content creators didn't want to get into it is because they couldn't have battles the way they wanted because of the 20-minute battle timer. We couldn't have free-for-alls, we couldn't have 6v6, we couldn't have any of that stuff because of this battle timer. So they can still have a battle timer for VGC if they want to avoid a stall fest, that's fine. All you gotta do is add a customization feature to add a timer, and that one that you can change depending on how you want it to be. You know what I'm saying? One that you can change. If they do that, if they add customization to the timer, you're set. That's all you need to do, Pokemon. I hope you do that. That's all you need to do, and everyone will love competitive again. It'll be more user friendly. People want to enter it more, and I would want to enter it more, man. If they add the battle timer into this and it's only 20 minutes and always 20 minutes, I don't know how I'm going to feel about it. I don't know if I would want to enter that, but otherwise, I'm super amped, bro. Just this one thing if they change, everyone will love it. That's all they need to do. And this, like, aside from that, this generation is looking stacked for competitive. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys on the next video, alright? Laters. Bye.